Alright, so I've been getting a lot of people asking me about like love connections and like getting love readings and all this stuff, wondering if like they should do spells and all this crap about trying to get somebody to fall in love with them and shit like that. So, I guess I'll make a video on it. So pretty much with this whole thing, there's like a lot of times people are out there searching and chasing after this love from somebody, anybody, you know, or just someone they like find attractive and all this stuff, you know. And it's kind of like, but do you love yourself, right? Do you actually love yourself enough to set the boundaries, to, you know, be able to actually reflect out the love, like, to the person that they deserve as well? Because it's not just about you, it's about both of you, right? So that's a big deal. And you have to like really question it. You gotta really think about it, right? How are you gonna love somebody if you don't love yourself? Like truly, how you, like, because that's really where it comes from. Like once you love yourself enough, then it's like the cup overflows into the person, you know, the other person, your partner, whatever. You should never be chasing anyone, you know. And then like with the whole love spell thing, like candles and all that shit, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna cast a spell, and you know, that's just manipulation. Like at the end of the day, that's manipulation. And what happens after that spell, if it does work, if it even, you know, if you believe it or don't believe it, whatever the intention and all that, it's like what happens once you get into that relationship and they're not anything like what you thought they'd be. You're just after their looks essentially, or how they act towards others. You don't know how they're gonna act towards you. You don't know any of that stuff, right? And because essentially a lot of times with that, it's like they're just trying to manipulate somebody into falling in love with them, which is wrong, like on every level, right? So you have to really think about it. And then a lot of people want to try to have people change for them, and like they're like, oh well, I'm trying to fix them, I'm trying to do this, and it's like, if you feel the need to fix somebody, then you don't really love them like that. You know what I mean? It's like you might, yes, you can help if like they have something going on like that arises in the relationship, and it's like you can be a guide for them in a sense to like help them make better decisions about things. It's not really them you're changing, it's the actions they're doing. Like say if they were like drinking a lot or some shit like that, you know, and like it was, you could see it hurting them, you know what I mean? It's really not your responsibility to do that, but if you wanted to, that's completely different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like you want them to change everything about themselves just to fit your mold of what you want them to be, then that's also manipulation. That's also like, it's not authentic. You're making them, you're not wanting them to be their authentic self, so you don't actually love them for them. You love them for what you want them to be. You know, and then you like want them to be a certain way with you and this and that. It's like, well, if they're not giving you the needs that you like, the things you want, then they're not for you. So it's not really love, and that's like conditional love, because you're only loving them if they do this for you. Love is unconditional. That's what it should be. You know, that's how it is supposed to be. Like conditional love isn't really love. That's like lust or whatever you want to call it, or any type of, you know, whatever you want to say. But it all starts from within, like a lot of the things. It's, if you don't love yourself and you haven't gotten past all like possible trauma, the possible things you've been through in relationships in the past, then how do you expect to move forward into a new one if that's not healed at the same time? You know, people let others walk all over them, do this and this, you know, because it's like whatever. And then some people think it's edgy to be like in that mentality of, oh well, you know, I do this and this to guys if they're like this, or I do this and this to women, this, you know, like they think it's a game with these people, like with these people they're like talking about, and they think it's like cool or funny or whatever, and in reality it's not. You're just literally showing the trauma you've been through and that you haven't healed through it, so you shouldn't be even, like, it's not funny essentially, right? It's just kind of like, you know, you're just looking like, I don't know, you know, I don't like to judge people. It's just like you're just literally reflecting outwards what you're going on internally is what it is, and that's all it is, you know. And everybody goes through their own things, you know. I'm not saying anyone's perfect or whatever and shit like that, and it's just everybody has their own time to heal. And it's like, I don't feel as if people should really be pursuing love or any type of relationship like that, like partnership with somebody, if you haven't really healed through the things that you've gone through, because then especially if you're going to try to bring it into the next relationship, right? Because a lot of times that's what happens. People bring their past stuff into the new relationship, and then that ends up ruining shit because it messes it all up before it even starts. Because it's like that insecurity or like this, worry, all this stuff. I'm sure a lot of you know. And also, don't just stick in a relationship just because you've been in it for a long time. Things change. People evolve in different directions all the time. It's like you might be like the best, whatever, like couple to start with for maybe the first year. Y'all's ideas and y'all's evolution can completely change the direction in which y'all want to do things. If that ever happens, it's kind of like, don't be afraid to like let them be free. Like if you're not okay with their decision, what they want to do with their life, then it's better just to let them be free with what they're doing, because it's their life, not yours. At the end of the day, we're all living our own experience. So it's kind of like if you're not able to have that disconnect from the person enough to let them live their life, I'm not saying to let them, if it doesn't go along with your values and what you believe in, or whatever your truth is, then it's like you don't have to agree with it, and you don't have to stick with it. That's the whole deal. Like you don't have to stick with it if it's not vibing with you anymore, right? And don't be afraid to disconnect from that, because ultimately you're going to stay in that thing and be miserable the whole time, and then you're going to be like, what if later on, when it eventually does crash and burn, or if it does, right? I'm not saying it always will or whatever. I'm just saying, like, in general, that's usually what happens with people. They try to stick it out, tough it out, and it's this programming that's within. Like a lot of people say, oh, you need to tough it out, for the kids or for this or for that, and it's like, well, do you really want everyone around you and yourself to be affected by the misery you're going through within because you're not happy where you're at? So it's like self-love is key with all of it, because it's your experience, it's your life, it's your world to do with what you wish, right? So I don't know, that's just kind of the message, really. It's like I feel like a lot of people are too caught up in chasing people, right? Chasing after this love. They're so worried about being alone. They're not even happy being alone. That's another thing. Like, you got to get into the energy, into this self-love, into this like mindset that you're good by yourself, because you shouldn't need anyone, right? You should want that. You want to have something to, it's kind of like supporting each other, but also having your own life, you know what I mean? So that's the whole deal, really. But yeah, there's more to it. I'm probably forgetting some things I was going to say, but it's just like, that's what's coming in now. There's more. If you want to know more about it, you can ask me. If you have any questions, want to reach out for a reading, or you want to reach out for I do energy healings. If you want to reach out for like any type of coaching or any type of like relationship stuff, or with like coaching or relationship stuff, or with like manifesting stuff, all that, you can message me. Get in the comments. I can put my email out. I haven't done that yet, but if you're seeing this on wherever you can message me, then just message me. But yeah, that's the message for today. Just self-love is key. Remember that. But yeah, talk to you later.